What's up, you guys? Welcome back. It's me, Coach Adamir, on Living Your Best Life. I'm not gonna lie, I literally almost just forgot the name of the podcast right now in my head, but I didn't. So we're back. It's Monday. I do have my boy Chad with us today. He's one of my clients, but also one of my friends. We've developed a really close relationship over the last few years. So I wanted to bring him on just to kind of talk about your experience through training, talk about how you transform, legit guys transformed. If you see his before, you wouldn't even believe it. He doesn't even believe it sometimes. But anyways, getting a little ahead of myself. Thanks for joining. All my followers, all my listeners, I really appreciate you. Anyone who's new, welcome. I really hope to educate you, guide you, coach you in any way I can, just provide value to you. So without further ado, we're just going to talk to Chad, get to know him a little bit. Let's just start with introduce yourself, where you're from. I know because you're not originally from Los Angeles. I mean, you've lived in 8 different places.
More or less.
But yeah, man, just quick little recap of who Chad is. Go for it, man.
All right. My name's Chad. I am going on 35 this year. I work an office job. It's a little unconventional. We start early, leave early. So
Sounds good though.
yeah, it's got some perks.
What is your office job? What do you do?
I'm a project manager for an electrical contractor. My day-to-day work, it's mostly a lot of computer work. I don't do a lot of manual labor. I print plans, I look at plans, I type stuff, I handle emails.
Yeah.
It's not very
glamorous.
No, glamorous or inactive.
Oh, active. Okay. So you're sitting a lot, right?
Yeah. I sit.
Yeah, I get
most of the day.
Cool. So office job.
Yeah.
What about where'd you grow up?
Oh, I grew up in Houston, for the most part. Houston, Texas. I moved there when I was 4, and then I left right before I turned 18. So
you moved to Houston when you were 4?
Yes.
Where'd you move from?
Valencia, California.
Okay, so you were born out here.
Yeah.
And then you were 4 years old. Then they scooped you up and took you to Houston. Who took you to Houston? Your dad?
My mom.
Or your mom took you to Houston?
My mom took me to Houston because of the earthquake. Believe it or not.
She just took you and ran. She was like, I'm not living here, man.
Yeah.
Screw these earthquakes.
She dipped out.
That's funny. Oh.
I was too young to know better, but looking back.
No, man. Looking back, you're probably like, all right, that's fine, Mom. I don't want to live around earthquakes either. I don't know many people that really like earthquakes.
No, they're not enjoyable.
No, they're really not enjoyable. So you lived in... Okay, so you moved when you were 4.
And then I lived in Houston. And then I've mostly floated between here and Texas.
You're kind of back and forth.
Yeah.
Right? Throughout high school and stuff.
Yeah, after college, I was here for a bit, and then I was in Houston for a bit, and I lived in Austin. Oh. And then I came back.
What do you like better, Austin or Houston?
Houston.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's it like there?
Humid.
You like the humidity?
It's kind of nice.
It's nice, huh? Yeah, a little tropical weather can be nice.
More, what do you want? I'm blanking on that word.
Tropical?
Nostalgic.
Oh, why is that?
The humidity is nostalgic. I grew up there.
So it makes you...
So it's oh yeah, I'm home.
Yeah, it makes you feel like you're at home. I get it.
Walk outside, you turn into a puddle, I'm home.
So as soon as you get out of the shower, you got to take another shower, basically, because you're already sweating.
Pretty much.
Yeah. That's, it's funny. That's what it's like in El Salvador, where my family's from, right? So
yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, I would go there and I'd be like, oh my God, it's so hot. But the good thing is their showers there are mostly cold water. They don't have water heaters like we do,
yeah.
They don't have the luxury of hot water. So it's always cold showers, but it's always 80 degrees there and humid. So I would go in the shower, be nice and fresh. I'd get out, get dressed. And as soon as I'd walk outside, I'd be already sweating oh my God.
Yeah.
But I actually enjoyed it too. I actually enjoy the sweat, feeling warm. So I get that, man. That's the same type of temperature that I like to be.
Same here.
Cool. So you, when did you move back permanently to LA?
To more or less, I would say 2007, because I I never really reestablished myself when I was living in like Houston and Austin in the 2010s.
Okay, so you're still in high school. That was junior high. No, you're in high school.
When I moved?
Yeah,
that was right after I
right.
graduated.
You said you graduated, and then
A few weeks later, I was living in LA.
Okay, yeah, because you're 07. That's right. I'm 06.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you like better than LA or Houston?
Don't make me pick. I'm living in LA.
It's true.
So
but you go back to Houston a lot too.
Yeah, I got family.
You got family there. Food's better, I bet.
Food's better in Houston. They give you a lot more. It's the fattest city in America. Because you go there and like it's $8 and they're like, here's a steak and we made you like 4 potatoes that we mashed together and here's some corn. And did you want to get a brownie to go for that $2?
So everything indeed is bigger in Texas.
Yes.
Wow. Are the lanes wider?
Yes. The parking spaces are
stairwells are wider,
significantly bigger.
Oh my god!
Actually, yeah, probably. I never actually looked.
It's fun. I've actually never been to Texas, dude. I really gotta go.
Yeah, you gotta check it out.
I gotta check it out. I love barbecue, so I would definitely love some good Texas barbecue. Yeah. Does your mom cook?
Place. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
yeah,
a little bit. Does she cook good? Don't worry, she's probably not listening to my podcast, bro.
Yeah,
I'm sure you can be honest.
She's improved.
She's improved.
She got an air fryer and it changed the game.
She's been watching them TikTok reels of how to cook back.
Yeah.
I learned how to cook. That's cool, man. So how'd you get into your office job?
So I was working as an engineer.
Okay.
For a while, and then
time out. Chad's really, really smart, guys. Time back in. Go ahead.
Thank you. And I was kind of getting tired of working like 12-hour days. Oof. And then like every Friday night it was like work.
Just, what do you mean?
So I was like the last guy in the like process to ship these parts. We made cell phone parts, and I mostly worked with Samsung, and they always wanted the parts on their desk by Monday morning. And of course the plan was never for them to get shipped out of the factory Friday morning for testing in California. So the parts don't arrive till 3 or 4, and then Friday night's testing them so they could be in Korea on Monday.
So that got pretty.
It was stressful,
tiring. You got burned out.
Yeah.
You probably did. You enjoy it at all? Like,
I did a lot in the beginning. Towards the end, it was just too much. Like the
stressful
repeat.
Or just
Mundane,
or the repeat.
It was stressful, and then I took on some more advanced. The parts became more advanced, and like the work would like double almost every year.
Jeez.
And they're like, we're not really gonna hire anybody else.
Would they like pay you guys more though?
No. But
just make work more, but not pay you more.
Like they didn't pay us enough to justify.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Like, how long did you do
that? 5 years.
Okay, like right out of high school or college?
Right out of college. Yeah, I started in college.
Okay.
And then they hired me right out of college.
Tell us where you went to college.
I got my bachelor's at Cal State Northridge.
Nice.
And then I got my master's at Cal Lutheran.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it's for my nephew graduated. He's graduating actually next month.
Yeah, it's a nice.
He's a Cal Lutheran. Yeah,
I really liked it.
It's a beautiful campus. Yeah. I've been there. I had I got a soccer game there once in high school. Like, we played at their campus for we were playing a school out there. They have a really nice campus. And then I went to a couple of games of his too. He played soccer too. So Cal Lutheran, what are they? The Knights?
The Knights, yeah.
Nice. Go Knights. I was a Knight in high school.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. So office job. So that's basically kind of like why you eventually came to me, right? The office job kind of put you into that.
I was kind of fat.
Kind of fat, guys.
My dad would come to me. He'd be like, "You're getting kind of fat."
Oh man!
Like, thanks, Dad.
Thanks.
I appreciate it.
Isn't it the best when parents tell us, "You're so fat"? Well, not like that, but they tell you you're getting kind of fat, and then you lose all the weight, and they're like, "You're getting a little skinny. You should eat." It's like, dude, you can never be satisfied. Right? It's actually funny. He said that today. That his dad was saying he's getting too skinny. I'm like, what the hell, man?
Come on, man. A couple of years ago, you're getting too fat.
Yeah, like, literally. So take us back to that. So you're getting too fat. Let's say that, right? So let's get into it. What was your weight at that time? And how old were you?
I was 32, and I peaked at 235 pounds.
Okay. I was actually around that also, dude. I was at like 231 pounds at 23, 24 years old.
Damn.
I got pretty heavy, dude.
Mhm.
So I can totally like relate to you in that sense where like, like I worked at Verizon Wireless, so I worked
Mhm.
retail, so I wasn't sitting a lot. Maybe you were, right, in the office.
Yeah.
I was standing all the time,
Hmm.
which was still just as like painful, you know, to be on your feet all day in dress
Yeah.
shoes. And I worked at Northridge Mall. Our store was at Northridge Mall.
Hmm.
You know that food court
Oh,
is
yeah.
just trash food,
Yeah.
right?
Like
Plus,
some
a
pretzel.
right across from us was the Mrs. Fields cookie shop.
Hmm.
You ever had those?
Of
Mrs. Fields
course.
cookies? Like, remember the
That's
So
my
the-
guilty pleasure.
you remember the giant cookie cakes?
Yeah, that's my guilty
That's that
pleasure.
place, right? So, the staff there, they would always give us free bags of those little.
no.
They were called nibblers. The
Yeah,
little
the
tiny cookies.
Yeah.
Like
I've kinda
not
missed
a
those.
few like sample.
Mhm.
They would give us maybe like 24 of those little guys
Oh shit.
every day. So
Yeah.
I'd have cookies every day. I'd have greasy Chinese food sometimes or burgers, and then I'd be
Mhm.
drinking Monsters a lot
Hmm.
and Red Bulls because I'd be working a lot, so I'd be trying to like stay up. I was drinking a lot, like I'd be going out on the weekends with coworkers, just So it was like I ballooned up, man.
Yeah.
So I get it. So 235 was your heaviest. How old are you
Yes.
again?
I was 32 when I hit 235.
32?
Yes.
A year ago.
That was 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
More or less. Yeah.
Okay.
So
So no, I think you're a little
31.
younger. 31, bro.
Yeah. Okay.
It was about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
That you were at there. Yeah, it wasn't 2. It was so 31. So 31, you're 235, and your dad comes to you and says, "Bro,
I'm getting kind of.
something's got to be done, right?"
Hmm.
So he sends you to me.
Yeah. That's where you come in.
So your dad says, "Let's get it. Let's. You're fine.
Oh.
Let's get you to lose weight." Your dad was actually training with me first.
Yes.
He was dealing with like a lot of back pain, right?
Yeah.
Knee pain. He has no cartilage in his meniscus, so he has no bone on bone.
He had that taken out when he was a teenager.
Yeah, so he's been dealing with stuff like that for a long time. So he came to me. I trained him for a little while, and then he had mentioned you, and I was like, "Yeah, man, like whenever you guys are ready." So came to me. We started working. We actually started working at EPX, right?
Yeah.
Was
in
it
like
EPX?
2018, I think.
Yeah,
I was
because
pretty chubby back then.
you were pretty chubby then too, but then you got heavier because of COVID and all that stuff.
Mhm. Yeah.
We couldn't do anything. We weren't even training. And there was we took a pretty good gap for a while too.
Yeah, we did.
It was like 2 years maybe.
Yeah.
We tried to go on and off a little bit. I would go work out with you when I could,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, we weren't as consistent. And then COVID, all of our nutrition went out the window for most people.
Yeah. I loved
Um,
everything.
yeah. So you were, I mean, I wouldn't say you were forced, right, to come train, but you were kind of like nudged in a sense.
Yeah. Like
So where was your mindset at with that? Like, how'd you feel? Like, thanks, Dad.
I was a little excited.
Yeah.
I've always kind of been a little into fitness.
Okay.
And
You play sports, right?
try track and cross country.
Yeah.
So I was a skinny kid.
Yeah.
And then
So
I was-
feeling that way, you're like, oh.
yeah, and I wasn't making a lot of progress on my own at like fitness.
Okay.
And my dad was like, I'm gonna get you a personal trainer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always clutch, man. When like
Yeah.
you have the means to do that.
Mhm.
You know, you do need guidance. You need support. You need guidance. You need
Yeah.
encouragement. Like people always start on their own, right? Like you said, we weren't having much success at LA Fitness. They'll do like they'll go buy the gym clothes. They'll buy some like weights for the house. They'll
Yeah.
do like a one week of a 30-day program, and then the next week they're like, oh, I'm kind of tired. Maybe I'll just skip today, or
Yeah.
maybe I don't know. I don't want to do this. Maybe I don't know how to do that, so maybe I can't. Maybe I'll just stop. You know, like all these things happen, and then you just quit after 3 weeks of it.
Yeah.
2-3 weeks of it. So if you don't have a coach by your side to like, yeah, this is what we're doing. You're here 3 days a week at this time. So now you have an expectation, right? Like
Mhm.
now you're ready and waiting. Like, okay, I got to be there. I got to show up. Someone's waiting for me. They're making sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good that you're able to have that. You're excited to do it. We're starting to be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting on point with your nutrition.
Yeah.
What was like? What were some of like the challenges you felt you faced as you went through this? Like, what did you struggle with sometimes?
Like, I just wasn't making progress.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I hurt, and like I'm working hard, and I'm not getting anywhere. And there were a lot. You know, it's like I don't want to go work out today.
I think there was a lot of those. Yeah,
But there were tons of it.
No, I know. Like, I would get messages from you sometimes, like, "Hey, man, like, I'm kind of tired," and it's like, "Just come in here. Let's see what we can do." You know, like, I get it. But I think it's just like you said it today, right? Like, you didn't feel like working out today.
Yeah, but and it's a mentality change.
Yeah, and then like an hour later
versus me now.
An hour later, you're like, "Huh, I didn't feel like working out, but I'm done."
Yeah, yeah,
It's not so bad, right?
right.
Yeah. So I've definitely seen it like I don't want to say maturity, but like a growth in your mindset about it, because there's been days where I even suggest, hey, if you need to, we can take a rest day. And you're like, no, dude, I want to lift. I want to push some weights today. It's like,
Yeah.
That makes me excited because I'm like, well, all right, fuck yeah. You know, I'm not going to say no to that.
Right.
And that excitement. So that's good, man. Like, you've definitely grown into like enjoying the process, because you also changed your diet, right?
Yes, big time.
Yeah. What was like your diet before?
There was a lot of fast food.
Yeah.
A lot of eating out, a lot of carby food.
Especially because like you work in an office, right? So it's easy to just like order takeout, not bring your own food, or like when the whole team is like, "Hey, I'm ordering. Do you want me to? I'll just go grab it. Like, what do you want? You know?"
Yeah, the boss is getting everybody.
Boss is getting everyone. Like, yeah, the stuff you're not Chinese food.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're eating a lot of that, right?
Yeah, we don't have like a culture really of like, oh, you leave for an hour for lunch. It's just like
at your office.
Yeah, it's just, you go and you eat and you come back, and it's just the way it is.
Until like, as long as you're getting your work done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can kind of eat whatever.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And so that leads to running out, getting the quickest thing, and coming right back.
Yeah. Whatever's convenient, whatever's down the street.
Yeah.
And typically it's not a healthy option.
Oh man, our last location where we were for like my first year there, it was like the only options were like McDonald's, Taco Bell, KFC.
Man.
You know that row right now?
Yeah. Oh, that's like, rough. Oh, I know that row. I live right down the street from that row.
Yeah. Or taco truck.
Taco truck.
Or
there's
one in front of the office.
I feel that. So how's your diet changed from that to now? I mean, I know you still, obviously, we still eat out every once in a while, right? We still go enjoy our food. And we know we're like, whatever, I'm not supposed to be eating.
Yeah, I'm more conscious.
Yeah, you're definitely more
frequently I eat trash.
It's one way of saying it, yeah.
Yeah, like when I go out to eat, I'll pick something healthier. Like lately, I've been going to Fluky's a lot. I guess like the egg, the hash browns.
Yeah,
and I take an early lunch anyway.
Yeah. So Fluky's is a good breakfast, dude. Like they have a good like steak breakfast plate. You get like a bunch of good tasting quality meat.
Yeah,
you get some hash browns, you get scrambled eggs, and then you get toast if you want. I mean, I usually I'll get like sourdough toast because I don't normally eat bread like that.
Yeah,
but if I do, I'll get sourdough. And then I'll eat like maybe a quarter of the hash browns, maybe half. Yeah. You know, I don't eat all the hash browns because I don't want to have that much carbohydrates and starchy carbs either. Like, it's just not necessary sometimes. Right. So that's like how I do it. So it's just, be more conscious.
Yeah.
Okay, could I eat all those potatoes? Sure. But do I have to? No. Let me save. That's breakfast, right? Let me save some of my carbohydrate allowance for the rest of the day and use it for other stuff. So yeah, it's definitely being more conscious. Do you cook more at home too now?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you learn how to cook, or like did you improve your cooking like your mom?
Yes. Yes, I've learned how to cook, and that was a huge help.
Yeah.
Someone once told me that learning to cook was the most valuable skill that he had ever learned.
Facts,
like, absolutely.
Like,
I didn't understand it when I was like 21.
That is 100% correct. Think about like I always like to think about like stuff that we should know and stuff that we should learn in school. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Um, are stuff that we would need to know if we were placed in the woods to survive.
Right. Like,
Right.
What do you need?
What do you skill wise need to know how to do to survive in the forest, to survive in the wild? Right.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is cook.
Yeah.
But before that, make a freaking fire, build a shelter, stuff like that. Right. So I think the basic skills that we need to know, the most valuable skills that we need to know, we don't really focus on anymore.
That's true.
And I think that's what's like brought us and pulled us so far away from our health and paying attention and being conscious to our health, because we're just not worried about it.
Yeah. Like, nobody teaches you food is energy.
Right.
Like, you're eating this because you need it to survive. Like, you're not doing this because it's delicious.
Right. Like, it shouldn't just be because of that. You know,
Right.
that saying, you are what you eat. It really is true. Like, you absorb the nutrients or lack thereof in other food into your body, and it converts into your tissue. Like, you are what you eat. So if you're gonna eat trash, you're gonna feel like trash, right? And if you eat like you've been eating, if you eat like you should be eating, you're gonna thrive. You're just gonna feel better. Fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, fresh meat. That's it. Eat food that you would find in the wild.
Yeah. That's kind of
how you should eat, right? And then know how to cook it.
Yeah, that's important.
What's your favorite dish? Like, do you have like a go-to meal that you make?
Yeah, it would either be the filet mignon. I just learned how to use my cast iron like skillet. Oh man, one of those is like a game changer.
I might have to stay for dinner, y'all.
Yeah, and
we'll record that.
Parsley, all that shit. Yeah.
Little butter.
Make a salmon dish that's pretty good.
Ooh,
that's more like
in the
oven kind of a thing. Yeah,
or you pan fry it.
It's in the oven.
Ooh, yeah.
It's
always good in the oven.
Yeah,
I like it in the oven. It brings out a lot of that, like it keeps like the moisture in it. Doesn't, unless you keep it in too long, it could dry out. Yeah. My mom used to make salmon in she would put them in like little aluminum foil envelopes, little pockets, lemon. And she put like a lemon slice on top, put like some dill, and then like some colored peppers like around it. Oh man, so good.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try that. I gotta do that. I should just do that at home.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of. I love fish. I'm not a big fan of like cooking fish. I don't know why. I just don't like how it stinks up the house.
I'm not a big fish guy.
I love raw fish. I love sushi. Like, you like sushi? You don't eat like sushi. You just said you're not a big fish guy. What do you like more? Steak then?
Steak,
obviously. Filet mignon. You just had Ruth Chris. You just told me last night.
Yeah.
What's your favorite cut of steak?
Filet.
The filet?
Yeah.
So tender. I like the ribeye.
Like that.
Yeah. You've had the tomahawk, right?
No.
You've never had one?
I've never had the tomahawk.
Bro, does Ruth Chris have that? They don't have that, do
they? They might. They might sometimes.
Man, we had it. I've had it like 3 times at a few different steakhouses. All of them were for birthdays. One of them mine. We went to what's that place at Planet Hollywood? You told me about it.
Shop House?
No, is it Prime? No. STK? No.
The Strip House.
Strip House at Planet Hollywood. Oh man, I think we ordered 2 tomahawks for the table.
Oh, damn. I think it's
so good. That was so good. If you've never had a if you've never had a tomahawk steak and you like meat, eat one. They're delicious. You probably won't be able to eat it yourself. Actually, I take that back. I would.
I probably
Chad could too. So we both take that back. What are some of like the biggest, like the highlights of what you've learned in this process of getting down? Because what are you? So we didn't even say, bro. You started at 235.
Yes.
What are you at now?
I last weighed at like 170. I might be like 171, 172 at the moment. I'm pretty down there.
What's your math? Is your math good?
It's like 65 pounds.
That's 65 pounds, y'all. That's like, damn.
That's half a person. That's a teenager.
That's half a person, he said. What is that, 140 pounds? 130 pounds? That is a teenager. Oh my God. You lost a teenager, bro.
Yeah, I did.
You lost half a teenager. You're an adult now.
Yeah.
So what is through that process? I mean, been what, 3 years? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not quick, guys. It's not an overnight transformation. These
Mhm.
things don't happen overnight. Your 30-day weight loss challenges, you're gonna gain that weight back. It needs to be a lifestyle. He's changed his food. He cooks now. He's conscious of what he eats. He drinks way more water. I know
Oh,
that.
I
for a
drink a
fact.
ton of water.
He drinks a lot of water. So what, like, besides those behavioral changes, what are the biggest things you've learned in this process that you would, if someone were to ask you, like, hey Chad, I also weigh 230 pounds and I want to look like you now. Like, what are some of the things you've learned that you're gonna tell someone, like, this is what you're gonna have to, like, really focus on and learn?
First and foremost is gonna have to be the mindset. I didn't start making progress until I was ready to make a change. And
That's true.
once I had like made that change, I started gaining the momentum, and from there it kind of just carried itself. Like I was real pleased with the progress I was making. Like each month, I could look back and say, "Wow,
Yeah.
it's going away."
I think once your mindset shifted, you also started to pay more attention by, like, actually taking pictures for yourself and, like, looking back every time. Like, you were, like, more consistent with that. But yeah, that's good, man. What else? Like, what's one other thing that you, like, learned from this mindset?
Don't skip leg day.
Definitely my client.
Oh,
Don't skip leg day. You use your legs every day. Why would you skip leg day?
because it sucks.
It does. But we do it 3 days a week, y'all. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. There are leg exercises in every single one of your exercises, and every single one of your training sessions. Also, recovery is important.
Yes, incredibly important.
Yeah,
It's if not like the most.
actually, it is. Sleep and recovery are
Yeah,
probably top of the list. You sleep better now too, right? You
That's
sleep more.
absolutely
I know you used
true.
to sleep like crap. You wouldn't sleep. You would go to sleep very late and then wake up really early, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to be up at what, 4:30? 5
like
o'clock?
5. I get up around 4 to 4:30. Yeah,
You're like me.
I like to get up.
That's why when I send him a text message, hoping he'll, answer later, he's already awake. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, all right, you text the
Well,
first.
what's up, dude? Yeah, it's fair game at that point.
It's so quiet at the time.
It is. I like it. That's why I like waking up so early. Also, I have to. I mean, people need me at 6 a.m.
That's true. Yeah.
They have to do it before they get to work.
Yeah, that's one thing I wish I could work out before work, because there are days like today where things just came down, and we're supposed to meet at 2, and it's like 12 o'clock, 12:15, 12:20, and I got people calling me going, "Can you get me this today? Can you get me this today?" And it's like, yeah, I can do it after the gym.
Yeah.
But it just adds like an extra level of stress. Where if I had done the gym first thing in the morning, I'd be like, yeah, I'll just stay here till I get it done.
Till you're done, yeah. The good thing is you have, I mean, it's like a good and bad thing to have the ability to finish stuff when you get home and, like, work from home.
Yeah.
And you don't really feel like you have that separation. You're like, oh, I'm home, but I still got to do some work.
And that's always annoying.
Yeah. I can feel that, dude. Like, if I have to come home and still be like, there's more work, it's like, what? But I'm not at work.
Yeah.
Well, unless someone wants to train at the house, which is fine. You can do that too. Gotcha. So I kind of want to talk a little bit about how you felt as a male in your 30s at that weight.
Yeah.
You obviously were upset that you weren't making progress on your own. You were happy that you started training, but how were you, like, how'd you feel, bro? Like, for me, like, just so you can kind of open up a little bit if you want to, like, when I look back, like, I felt shitty, dude. I like to not be able to do certain things, to be out of breath for, like, the stupidest stuff. I saw a picture of me once and I looked, oh my God, dude. I was so sad to see myself like that.
Yes.
To see what was looking back at me, like, I was sad.
Yes. yeah, when look, I feel the same way when I look at little photos of me. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, right. Like, how did that happen?
Yeah, it happened. It was very gradually, and then like all of a sudden, like I was
Like it just almost
205,
like just snowballs, right?
210. Yeah, and then all of a
You
sudden, like
literally
fat.
roll and turn into a fat ass snowball.
Like it doesn't feel great when your legs roll together as you walk.
No,
Right? No.
no.
And then like you buy a double XL shirt so that when you bend over, your butt crack on. Like
I know, yeah, and like
that's
like the
not
clothes
great.
you wear, like you can't feel comfortable in your clothing.
Mm-mm.
You have, yeah, you have to wear like extra large everything, which is like not very much, not very many options.
Yeah.
Jeans are uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I get that, dude. Like, yeah, I was right there. So
I definitely wasn't proud of myself.
okay,
I didn't like the way I looked.
yeah,
Like you look down and you're like, I don't know. I had never been like a large person,
yeah,
and it just wasn't great. And so like, I just wanted to do something about
yeah.
it.
Did it take a? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I think it like definitely like didn't do so good for my self esteem.
Right. So yeah. So did that have like that had an effect on you, right? Like,
Yeah,
kind of get into like a almost like a depressed state, right?
fall into a funk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
You get
good way
into
to
a funk
put it.
and it's hard to find your way out of it.
It's snowball. I've seen that happen. There's like so
Yeah.
many people at these corporate jobs.
Yeah, absolutely. I think mostly it's office like corporate jobs, and it's mostly jobs that you're not really happy at either.
Yeah, it's true.
And then there's or maybe other circumstances that you're not happy with either.
Yeah.
Sometimes for people, work is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Their home life is what stresses them out, and that's what causes them to make these choices to like eat fast food and feel depressed, have that low self-esteem.
Yeah, speaking from personal experience, I would always run out and we would take, my friends would take a full hour lunch.
Yeah.
And I would just pig out, like, just to make me feel better.
Yeah.
That's another thing I noticed. Like, don't run out of energy
throughout the day.
Like, my 7th hour of working.
You would.
And before. Yeah, I would come back from lunch and it would be like 1:15, 1:30, and I'm like, oh, I
need
can't
that
work. I'm so tired.
Need
and
that
like
post-meal nap.
Yeah, I'd be unproductive for like an hour until I snapped out of it. And I don't have that anymore. I just eat this food and you feel better.
Yeah. Did it affect your work?
Yeah, like I was pretty low energy. And I definitely think if obviously
like your self-esteem, right? Because so because were you doing those job walks at the time or not yet?
Not
you're
at the
mostly
time.
In the office.
Well, I was doing the job walks in the beginning, but they all kind of dropped off during COVID.
Oh, okay.
So I was just in the office the whole time.
Yeah. So it affected your work as far as like productivity. You didn't have as much energy.
Yeah.
Maybe you didn't feel as confident in your work.
Yeah, like always second guessing myself.
Yeah. Man, that's tough.
Yeah.
But you didn't it's not like you were messing up at work. Right?
Right.
It was just taking a toll on you.
Yeah.
Mentally, physically.
No more than a typical mess. So it's like,
I mean, yeah, mistakes are gonna happen, right?
Yeah, 40, 50 hours a week.
Yeah. Did you feel during your process of all this, did you feel any pressure to be fitter, to look a certain way? Because you were losing weight now. It's like, okay, now I need to look this way. Now I need to have muscles. Now I need to have a six pack. Now I need to. Did you feel like those kinds of things, or not really?
Not really. I was just too stoked at my progress because you meet people. I had a guy come up to me at the gym once when I was at Gold, and he was like, "Hey, I've been seeing the progress you're making. Good job."
That's awesome, dude.
Like, wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
And that was very early on. I think I was only down like 20 pounds, and even that was just like, yeah,
it's encouraging.
Yeah,
when you hear that, right? It makes you want to keep going, makes you want to work harder, makes you want to do more.
Yeah, and you're like, okay, people compliment me.
That's cool, man. Yeah, it was fun to see when you started to see your results for me.
Yeah.
When you started to see how you looked, I would like, and you already know this, but I would like catch you looking at yourself in the mirror, and it was it was the coolest thing. Like you don't normally see that, you know, because some people are like they're just like, okay, cool, you know, but to like seriously, like, you're like flexing, like you would like turn around, and it was just you were seeing a whole different person.
Yeah,
for yourself.
I never like imagined that I would look
the way you look.
I do now.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. I love that because it's like we see like so much like in the movies or like athletes and like you know actors and stuff, and they're always like so fit, and you're like, how come I can't? You know, I want to, you know.
Yeah,
but they put in the work too, right?
Yeah, I put in a lot more work than I did before.
Before, not anymore. Now you're putting in the same work.
Yeah.
So let's get into like what it's like and what like how our mindset changes when we get into our 30s.
Yeah.
You know, like physically we can't do as much as we could 10 years ago.
That's
right?
true. You slow down quite a bit.
You slow down, you don't recover as fast. You can't do certain things anymore that you know. Did that affect you too? Like getting into this, like you're 31, you're at that weight, you're like, fuck, man, I was able to do this like 6 years ago.
Yeah, last time I tried, you know, I could run a 6-minute mile at the drop of a hat.
Yeah,
you know, just give me a little bit to stretch up, and
I'll be good.
If I don't get it today, I'll have it by the end of the week.
You know, now you're like,
a mile?
A mile? That sounds awful. Yeah, plus you don't recover as fast. Plus it's harder to lose weight.
Yeah.
Because, you know, once you hit our 30s, like our testosterone starts to decrease.
Yeah.
Little by little, of course, but it's still any decrease isn't good.
Right.
So our recovery is slower. We're more prone to injury. Luckily you haven't had any major injuries that we've had to deal with.
Thankfully.
That's good. It's probably because you strength train a lot.
Yeah, I just had that like one injury from before I knew you. I pulled my groin in flag football when I was 26.
Oof.
Yeah. And it was just a freak accident. I was just warming up, dude. I just went for a light jog and I just felt it pop. And I was like, this was the jog before the stretches. And I was like, you have got to be
kidding me.
And I played on it for a little bit and I saw the trainer and it lingered for years.
Yeah.
If I would just pick up speed a little too much in the parking lot, but
it would start to hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily now, like because of how consistent you've been with your strength training, like your injury risk is so much lower.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's kind of how I was helping your dad out. You know, like I was trying to get him out of pain, trying to just be comfortable, trying to get stronger so that he can manage all that. And he did pretty well for a while.
Yeah.
If he would have stayed consistent like you,
he'd
be looking freaking great too at his age.
62.
62, yeah. He'd look good. I mean, he looks fine. He's not like he's overweight or anything, but he'd probably be a little more like, you know, like you, probably flexing in the mirror like you. Yeah. But now you're too thin, right? According to your dad. All right, a couple more. We'll wrap this up. But now that you're here at this stage, you've made it. What, like, do you have any goals now that you want to get to physically, or?
I'd like to bulk up a little bit more.
Yeah. That's what we talked about, right?
And I need to improve my cardio. So I've let that go.
And you just mentioned it, right? Like your 6-minute mile.
Yeah, I mean, I have no way.
I mean,
I'm never running a 6-minute mile again.
I'm gonna tell you the best way to like get back to like your mile times. And don't tell anyone this. You guys don't tell anyone, guys. It's a secret. Just go run.
Okay. You blew my mind right there.
Just go run. Yeah. Just do it. Like go out there and do it. See how long it takes you to run the mile. Otherwise you won't know. You won't know what you need to improve on, right? So if we want to get to right now, our goal is a 10-minute mile.
Yeah.
That's pretty average for most people. Not most people. Sorry. Pretty average for people that are in in pretty good shape, pretty good condition,
Yeah.
pretty good fitness level. But I would, for you, because you're trying to shoot for less time. I would shoot for like an 8-minute mile right now, 8 to 9 minute mile.
Mhm.
But yeah, just go run, man.
I think that's pretty realistic.
Yeah, go start running, see where you're at. And then we're bulking up too. So you're eating more protein.
Absolutely.
You had a hell of a day of food yesterday, from what you told me.
Yeah.
Start from breakfast.
All right. Breakfast.
You guys got time? All right, go.
All right. So I started out at the Cheesecake Factory. So you already know it's a 1,500 calorie meal. I got eggs, bacon, potatoes, and a bagel with cream cheese. Very important. And then I went home and I got a little hungry like a couple hours after that. And I threw in one of those like oven pizzas and I ate every single bite. And then about half an hour after that, my dad calls me. He's like, "Hey, you want to go to Ruth Chris?" And I'm like, you can't say no. So like, all right. He's like, "Pick me up in half an hour." Okay, so I get there and I eat the loaf of bread that they're serving, and then a filet mignon. And my dad doesn't want to get desserts. I said, that's fine. I drop him off at home. I go to Albertsons. I buy me one of those little brownies, and I stuff my face with it, and then I go knock out for the night. So you can treat yourself.
He definitely treated himself. Today's workout was pretty rough.
Oh, it was brutal. But you know what? It's that mentality change.
But you had, and I know whoever's listening is probably going to get mad at this part, but he said he ate all that food and didn't gain any weight. He probably lost a few pounds. That's insane, right? So yes, it is possible as long as you've already built up the right habits, you've been consistent. You're not doing it every weekend. That doesn't. He hasn't told me a story like that in a very long time.
No, if I haven't ate like
that rarely ever happens. And I don't imagine your dad would take you out to food twice in a day again.
Not anytime soon.
Oh, that's funny. So bulking up, improving your cardio. Do you have any professional goals? I mean, right? The company is basically yours.
That's a weird thing to think about.
It is, isn't it?
I guess just be better at that.
Just get better at it. Improve the performance of the company.
Get more sales.
Yeah. Do you feel like your sales, your confidence in your salesmanship has grown now that you look like this?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not really afraid to get into it with a customer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes they owe you money and you gotta collect. I don't mean physically.
Oh yeah,
just
I thought I was gonna look bat in the back.
Oh god, no!
Oh my god,
I'm just more assertive.
That's good. That's
I'm more confident.
The confidence level has grown.
Pay me, or I'm gonna get my attorney on the case.
Instead of who's this fat guy trying to tell me?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's cool, man. I love to see that. I love to hear that your professional experiences have gotten better.
Absolutely.
Because you feel better in your own skin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're definitely more confident. You're definitely more outgoing than when I first met you. But you're not as timid. And I tell you that all the time that I've seen your confidence grow. It's great to me, man. And we've developed such a good friendship. I'm glad that you were on the show. Mm-hmm. Glad we were able to discuss your experiences and stuff. If you could kind of wrap up for yourself, this whole mindset shift that you've had, what's your biggest, what are you most happy with about it all?
Yeah.
How do you feel now with everything? And what advice would you have to anyone out there who wants to do what you did? Advice, and
Advice. You need an accountability partner, first and foremost. I don't think I would have had any success without your help. That's first and foremost, especially carrying it on.
What do you mean?
I've
consistent.
I've been around 170 for the last few months, so I kind of consider the weight loss journey concluded. that portion of it.
The weight loss part, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're in the weight gain part because we want to get a little more muscle.
Right.
Cool.
Understanding
That's cool.
food, the macros, like how they, like what putting this food in your body does to you.
Yeah.
That's gonna really like help you understand your body more and the food you're eating, and like if you just eat the right food, like you're gonna have the energy
Right.
to go exercise, and it's just everything has to come together. Like there, what's the saying? 70-80% diet, 20% exercise.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, people use that 20% as an excuse not to work out, and you cannot do that. They go hand in hand.
Yeah, you still need 100% of the equation.
Yeah,
You can't just do 80% and expect to get 100% results.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't work that way. So yeah, the majority is your diet,
Mm-hmm.
and that 20%, you can't. I'm sure I've said it, and I'm sure you've heard it, and I'm sure you've heard it out there. But you can't outwork a bad diet,
Mm-hmm.
right? You can't go train 3 or 4 days a week and then eat like garbage 5 days, 7 days a week, right?
Mm-hmm.
You eat every day. You don't work out every day.
Right.
So the majority of your food has to be chosen wisely.
Yes.
Yeah. So, okay. So the biggest things you'll tell them, your advice wise, is accountability. You need an accountability partner,
Yes.
coach, whatever. And you
Understand
need
the food.
to understand food.
And the habits. You gotta build the habits. It doesn't just get in the habit of going to the gym before work, after work, you know, going home, cooking your dinners. You know, Sundays, I like to prepare everything for my work week on Sunday. You know, I'll go and I'll cook some lunches. And, you know, it ends up only being like 3 days worth of food. But you know what? That's 3 days worth of food, healthy food that I'm eating. And it's prepared. And, you know, you're not going to be perfect all the time. You're going to fall off and be like, oh, you know, I didn't go to the market this weekend. Whatever. You know, that happened to me a million times.
Yeah, we've done that too.
You know, you go out, you eat on Monday, and then you swing by the market on the way home.
Yeah. Or you can even go to sometimes you can go to the market for lunch and grab like, you know, maybe some fruit, maybe a snack, maybe,
yeah,
you know, like, I actually like to go to Trader Joe's a lot, like mid-morning for like a snack. I'll go get like, they have good little wraps. They have ready to eat meals you can put in the microwave, $5-6. They're pretty good. Or I just get beef jerky and trail meat.
Yeah, that works too. I ate a lot of beef jerky in the beginning.
Yeah,
it's like healthy snacks.
Yeah, good snacks.
You're gonna be hungry once you get onto a healthy diet. That was something I struggled with a lot for years. It's just popped in my head. Keep a healthy snack around, beef jerky, nuts, something that you can like eat and that'll fill you up because you're not gonna function if you're hungry. That's my experience.
That's correct.
So just don't eat the junk. You know, find a healthy replacement.
I agree. I couldn't agree more with that at all. Well, Chad, thanks for being on, dude.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. I really appreciate your trust in the process, your trust in me. Like I said earlier, I've enjoyed watching you literally transform right before my eyes.
Yeah, it's been pretty wild.
And for me, like, I might get sappy right now, but it's okay. It's been such a great experience for me to see that. Like, I'm like to see a sad Chad when I met you to now being a glad Chad.
Yeah,
I just made that up.
We'll put that on straight.
But it's true. Like yeah, it's just been a pleasure, man. Like, and I'm so grateful to be a part of it. And I hope that I can continue to be a part of your life, like as a coach, whatever, it doesn't matter, as a friend, for sure.
Absolutely.
So that's it, man. You guys out there, I appreciate it. Do you want to say anything to anybody out there?
Nah. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you, Chad. Thank you to you guys. I appreciate you guys. This was a little longer than most of the episodes, but typically when we do have a guest on, it is going to be a little bit longer because we want to make sure that we get, you know, we're not just going to scratch the surface. We want to get a little bit more. Yeah. So I will have more guests on. If you guys have any suggestions on type of guests you want me to get on here, I will start interviewing coaches as well, other clients, things like that. That way we can get different perspectives and just have these conversations about health and nutrition and being fitter. What, you trying to see yourself on camera?
No.
And really making this like a lifestyle, right? I think if you surround yourself with people that are living the same type of life that you are, it makes it a lot easier. And you don't feel bad about yourself for like not going out to drink all the time, or not going out to eat this, or not going and eating like desserts and sugars all the time, right? Like we're making smarter choices, and we're around people that are going to support that and not make us feel weird for, you know, carrying beef jerky in my backpack and trail mix and oranges and bananas.
It's normal.
Yeah, I have groceries in my backpack. Leave me alone.
I get hungry, man.
It's normal. I get hungry. So thanks again, you guys. Really appreciate it. I'll be back next week with a new episode. I do know what I'm talking about as far as, you know, I have it written down, but I don't have it in here right now. So we'll figure that out when I get there. But yeah. All right, you guys. See you next time. Don't forget, have a great week. Remember to love yourself and go be the best version of yourself. Bye.
Peace.